Caleb seems quite desperate, and for good reason. He's trying to solve an unsolvable problem. The Navier-Stokes equation model the motion and flow of every fluid on Earth. It's a partial differential equation that describes the flow of incompressible fluids. The equation is a general form of Leonhard Euler's equation used to describe frictionless incompressible fluids in the 18th century. In the 19th century, Claude Louis Navier introduced viscosity into the equation to address the difficult problems he had with viscous fluids. Solutions were formulated for two-dimensional fluid situations, but they couldn't use this to solve for three-dimensional problems. This equation could determine the rate of flow of the component of a turbulent fluid and the rate of change of density of the component, where this component could come in the form of the material components, the dissolved substances within the fluid, the heat, and the momentum. So basically energy. We have this equation here, and this equation stands for conservation of mass, where this is speed, of course, it's a vector quantity. And then here we have acceleration term, where this is a differential of velocity with respect to time. This is rho, which is density, but I can consider it as mass. So mass times acceleration gives you what? Force. So this becomes the Newton's second law of motion, where this whole term, everything here represents the force, and everything here represents mass times the acceleration, of course. So this is the first part of the Navier-Stokes equation, and this is the second part. So this is just the pressure, which is the internal. These two are internal forces, where this is the pressure and this is viscosity, of course. And this is an external force, which represents maybe gravity or what have you. Yeah. So when we introduce the Reynolds number into this equation, so we have Reynolds number du dt equals minus del p plus del square u. Yes, so what we have here is the Reynolds number kind of eliminates this from the equation and then replaces the rho, and then you have the Reynolds number. Why do you do that? Because for extremely small Reynolds number, a very small Reynolds number, we have laminar flow, very steady flow. So this steady flow is so steady that external forces becomes absent in this situation, and then take out the density aspect, since we are taking out gravity, of course. let's just say that this Reynolds number takes care of fluids that are very, very light. So they have negligible mass. That's why we took the mass out, and then there is no external force or gravity. Yes. So for extremely small Reynolds number, like Reynolds number that is less than one, we can cross out this um, term here. Why? Because acceleration becomes unnecessary when we have a very small Reynolds number. Why? Because for a fluid with such a small Reynolds number, the fluid will be moving extremely slow, and that is why we can ignore the acceleration term. So when we ignore the acceleration term, the pressure term, and then the viscosity term kind of equates to itself. So we have pressure equals the viscosity, and at this point time doesn't factor into the Navier-Stokes equation. Factoring in time makes it extremely complex, so taking out time makes it a little bit easier to solve. And yeah, now Caleb has a problem. The problem he has now is that if he even includes a very small Reynolds number to his God particle fluid, uh, the reaction to dead cells could still bring about some chaos, because the fluid on its own has no density, has no mass, so it can go according to his calculations. But then he wanted to factor in its interaction with cells, tissues, and organs, and these are massive substances. What Caleb wanted to actually do was to use the God particle found 2 episodes ago, and that's the energy that was emanating from this particle, to flow through the entire body of the dead Jemima, whose body he intends to retrieve somehow. And the low entropy state energy, analogous to the energy that emerged seconds from the Big Bang to revive her. Wow. Low energy state entropy is the most useful form of energy, whereas high energy state entropy, like we see today, is rather useless. From the Big Bang, the energy state that emerged was so useful, it formed planets, galaxies, stars, nebulae, humans, life forms. But the entropy you have today forms these but at a slower rate. You understand? And this energy, due to the concept of chemical evolution, makes us understand that it is responsible for the formation of all life forms and the stars it could bring her back to life. Hot cake. Now Caleb was desperate here because they were running out of time, and the God particle they had been able to acquire by chance was decaying rapidly. Do you know one thing about this equation? No. It's $1 million if we lost everything. We lost everything.
We still got each other, bro. Yeah.